In this video, you will learn how to multiply any number by a two-digit number. Now, to do this, you need to understand how to multiply by a one-digit number. So if you're struggling with multiplying by a one-digit number, I'd recommend going back to the previous lesson on how to do that, because what we're doing today with two-digit multipliers is the same thing, but we're doing it basically twice. So for example, let's say we had 82 times 24. So what we're doing basically is we're taking 82 and multiplying by 4 right here, and then we're multiplying by the 2 right here. So we're doing that process of multiplying by a one-digit number, but we're doing it twice, once with the 4 and then once with the 2. So starting with the 4, we would do 4 times the 2 up here, and then 4 times the 8. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 8 up here would give you 32. Now from here, we're going to repeat the process, but with this 2. You're going to multiply the 2 by the 2 and by the 8. The only thing to be careful with is realize that this 2 here is in the tens place, so we're actually multiplying by 20 in reality. So what that means is we need to actually put a 0 down here first, the 0 from 20, put it down here, and then we can multiply the 2 times the 2 and then 2 times the 8. So don't forget that 0, that's important. And if you don't do that, your answer is going to be wrong. So from here, we now do 2 times 2 to get 4, and then we do 2 times the 8, and that gives you 16. So now we have 328 and 1,640. From here, we can add these together to get a final answer. So when you add, you work from right to left. So we do 8 plus 0, that gives you 8. And then we do 2 plus the 4, that gives you 6. And then we do 3 plus 6, that gives you 9. And then we do the 1 in the front. So now we have 1968, which gives you your answer of 1,968. So that is the steps. And we're going to show you another example. You could try this one on your own if you want, and then you can see how you do. So what we're going to do for this one, though, is same thing. So we have a 3-digit number multiplied by a 2-digit number. Same process. We're going to take this 4 from 94 and multiply it by the 7, the 2, and the 8. And then you're going to do the same thing with the 9. Take the 9, multiply it by the 7, 2, and 8. So beginning with 4 times 7, that gives you 28. So from 28, we take the 8 from 28 and then carry the 2 up here to the next column. Now we do 4 times 2 plus 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus the other 2 is 10. So from 10, we take the 0 from 10 and then carry the 1 from 10 up here to the next column. And then repeat the process. 4 times 8 plus 1, that would be 32. Plus 1, which is 33. So for the first step, we get 3,308. Now from here, you need to repeat, and you repeat by multiplying 9 times the 7, 2, and 8. But before we do that, don't forget to put the 0 down here, because this 9 is in the tens place, so it's really taking 90 and multiplying it by the 7, 2, and 8. So we need to put the 0 from 90 down here, and then begin the multiplying process. So now we do 9 times 7 to get 63. So we take the 3 from 63 and put it down here, and then carry the 6 to the next column. Now we do 9 times 2 plus 6. That would be 18 plus 6, which is 24. So we take the 4 from 24, put it here, and the 2 from 24 we carry up to the next column. And then repeat again. We do 9 times 8 plus 2. 9 times 8 is 72, plus 2 is 74. So now we have 3,308, and we have 74,430. From here, we need to add these two numbers together to get our final answer. So we can add from right to left. 8 plus 0 is 8. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7 again, and then the 7 in the front. So your final answer, when you put your comma in there, is going to be 77,738. So that is the entire multiplication process. All right, so you can practice with the homework questions with these to get further practice, but that's all you do. Now from here, though, we're going to do a few more things. Next, we're going to estimate. So we're going to estimate and then multiply. So if you had 37 times 58 and you were told to estimate this, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to estimate by rounding each of these numbers. So we can estimate by rounding each of these. 37, you can round up to 40, right? It's closer to 30 than to 40. 58 is closer to 60 than to 50. So that would round up to 60. So at this point, we're assuming you know how to round, but that would give you 40 and 60. And then when you multiply 40 times 60, we do 4 times 6. That gives you 24. And then we have 2 zeros at the end. So we have 2400 or 2400 as your answer. Now let's see what the actual answer should have been. I'm going to let you try this one on your own and then see if you got it correct. We're just going to skip to the answer because we've already done 2 examples. But if you do it correctly, okay, you should be getting 296, 1850. When you add those together, you should be getting a final answer of 2146. All right, so we've already showed all the steps on how to do that with the other 2 examples, but this was extra practice if you wanted. But notice how that was pretty close to the estimate. All right, those are pretty close. So we can estimate to get an answer that is close to the actual answer. Now to finish off the lesson, we will talk about an application of this process. And here we have an example. We have 12 packs of balloons with 25 balloons in each pack. And the question is, how many balloons are there in total? So we have 12 packs with 25 balloons in each. So we could just do 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 12 times because there's 12 packs. But the quicker way of doing that is by multiplying. So we can multiply 25 times 12. We'll walk you through this one. You can see if you can do it on your own if you want. But here we can do the 2 times the 5 and the 2. And then we'll do the 1 times the 5 and the 2. 2 times 5 is 10. So we take the 0 from 10 and then carry the 1 up here. Then we do 2 times 2 plus 1. That gives you 5. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Now we can repeat the process with the 1 here. Before we do that, let's put a 0 down right here and then begin. 1 times 5, which is 5, and 1 times 2, which is 2. All right, so we now have 50 and 250. We add those together. You work from right to left. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we take the 0 from 10 and then carry the 1. Now we have 1 plus 2, which is 3. So your final answer is going to be 300. So that means that in total, we have 300 balloons. And this concludes our lesson for today. We will see you next time.